I have quite a grotesque imagination, but at the same time in horror, good horror is also full of wonder and enchantment. It suggests the great mysteries, it's full of enigma, and it's not just about frightening people. It's about suggesting the possibility that there is more, and it's something that's inexplicable. My name is Adam Nevill, and I write horror fiction. The Ritual, I wrote between 2008 and 2010. I imagined it as a film, and it was all to happen in the now as a group of men were being pared down in a desperate situation to survive, full of this sense of dread and jeopardy in this struggle for survival. And I also wanted to write on another level about men of my age, men of my generation there, because I was struggling to find books about my generation of men. And we're a curious generation, is we kind of live almost outside of history. Most of us have never been to war. We haven't lived through Great Depressions or influenza epidemics. And to put these sort of men outside, who lived outside of history, and their concerns are mortgages and careers and IT and so forth, depression and what your role is and how do you be a man, etc. Put them in a situation, a historical situation where they have to live on their wits. Then the group dynamic changes, and then I wanted to write as well about the kind of wonder and awe that you get in nature, a mountainous landscape, and you get that overwhelming feeling of insignificance, awareness that you are actually on a planet drifting, rotating through space. So there was a lot going on, and there was a lot that went into that book, and it took me 2 years to complete, and then it was published in 2011 by Pan Macmillan, and it reached film production companies, and then after scripts and development, it all happened in 2016 in October, and it was a much bigger deal than I ever imagined it would be. I mean, there was 160 cast and crew on this mountain. There were like 2 small towns of porter cabins, lights and cranes and balloons that went above the forest to light it. It was the most amazing production with a really good cast. I mean, the quality of the acting. David Bruckner was the director, Joe Barton was the screenwriter, and the producers there, Will Tennant and the others, really did pay very close attention to the book. The sense of pagan terror, all of that is preserved in the story. So I'm absolutely delighted by that, and the character names haven't changed, and it very much is a film of the book. It's a dark film, and there are some really disturbing set pieces. And at the end, there's such a surprise, where there is a revelation of what has been stalking the group, and I was both startled and delighted by that. The film is actually profitable before release, because at its premiere in Midnight Mantis and the Toronto International Film Festival back in September, Netflix bought the distribution rights for the rest of the world with what was a record deal, I believe, at Midnight Madness for a horror film. So ahead of the theatrical release, it's become a profitable film for E1, which almost, I think, with horror never happens. So I hope this is an auspicious start, and it augurs well the enthusiasm from Netflix and for E1 that they've got a good film that people will enjoy. And I think most people will love it. It will be harrowing and frightening, and very entertaining. And Entertainment One decided we're going out with it October, the month of All Hallows in 2017, and its opening night is tonight.